What is going on, everybody? I hope you're doing well. My name is Andy with Bulwarks today, and in this video we're going to get all the glass laid up on this floor deck to see what kind of a difference it actually makes for stiffening this up. So let's see what happens. So now with the glass rolled up and out of the way, before I can actually start laying any material down, I need to do, well, basically a two-step cleaning process. And the first step is going to be going through with some basically just warm water and a Scotch-Brite pad to remove any of the excess, leftover PVA that was on from when I did the repairs earlier. Now, once the PVA is off and everything has dried, then I need to come back and I need to wipe the entire deck down with, well, essentially some kind of a solvent to remove any grease, grime, dirt, that kind of thing. I could use acetone, but acetone flashes off so fast, so I'm using the Interlux 202 fiberglass cleaner just because it gives you a longer working time before it evaporates. And since I'm anticipating having to mix up a total of, well, a little over 2 gallons of resin, total, rather than making trips up and down the boat trying to do all this, I'm going to set up a little area here to do all the mixing. So it's just a piece of plywood wrapped in plastic, and boom, instant mixing station. So for this layup, I'm going to be using Total Boat laminating polyester resin. And just to give myself a little bit extra working time, I'm going to be catalyzing this at a little over 1%. Just to give you some numbers, I'm going to be mixing up 1 quart or 32-ounce batches at a time. And for that amount of resin, I'm going to be mixing in a little over 12 cc's of mech. Now, when you're mixing up larger batches of resin like this, it can be a little tricky to make sure that all of the hardener is fully mixed into the resin. So what I like to do is a 2-cup method. So in the first cup, I throw in the hardener, mix it up, give it a good initial stir, and then I'll pour it into a second cup and stir it again for another minute, and then you should be good to go. Now, in the past, you've always seen me use a fin roller for removing trapped air and excess resin. So here I thought I'd try and show you something new. Now, because of the material that we are using here, which is 1708, we have the option of using essentially a plastic squeegee or a spreader knife. And in my opinion, to be honest, at least with this type of material, it actually, I think it works better than a fin roller. You're able to gather any of the excess resin that the glass no longer can hold on to, which means it doesn't need it, and you can pull it into kind of a central area, come back over with a fairly dry roller, it mops it up, and you're all set and ready to go. No more trapped air, no excess resin, leaving you with a good lean laminate. So here's a good example of what I was talking about earlier about using the squeegee to remove the excess resin and the trapped air. Now, this works out really, really slick for this type of material like I'd mentioned. Now, rather than using a roller to pick up the excess resin, I'm just going to mop it up with an old brush. With all the glass down, now I think I'm going to clean up, check out for the night, and then I'll come in the morning and top coat this so everything can fully cure. And for doing that, I'm going to be using gel coat. Except here I kind of goofed a little bit. I ordered laminating gel coat. Now, if I were thinking, I should have gotten the gel coat that already had the wax mixed into it, but that's right, it'll still work. I'll just have to do an extra step of going over top of this with some PVA. Good morning. It has been 2 days since I laid up this glass, so it's had a chance to cure for about 48 hours, and I have yet to actually go up there and give it a bounce test, but I'm dying to do so. Now, before I do that, I just kind of want to emphasize, I guess, a couple of things. I guess the first one being, just in case this doesn't work, am I anticipating this to fix it 100%? I don't know. I think there's a good chance. But as far as it, fixing it 100%, hopeful. I'm not going to say I'm overly confident. I wouldn't bet the farm on it, put it that way. But I do think that it's going to make a pretty significant difference. Now, I guess kind of my fallback excuse, if you want to call it that, is if it doesn't fix it 100%, it doesn't change the fact that what I did up there still needed to be done to kind of stabilize the surface and prevent any future issues from popping up. So, with that said, let's go give this a shot. All right, now something to keep in mind here is I weigh $180 in my birthday suit, and when I'm jumping on here, I'm doing it pretty hard. If something's gonna break, I want it to break in here instead of out on the water. All right, now I'm not going to say that this repair is a 10 out of 10, but I will give it a solid 9, maybe even 9.5. I mean, oh, who the hell am I kidding? I mean, I'm just as surprised as you are. I mean, I knew it was going to make a difference. I didn't think it was going to make that big of a difference. All right, so the best I can tell is the original construction on this deck is, I don't know if it's hand-laid chop strand or if it's, blown in with a chop gun. But the deck itself is it's less than 1/4 inch of chop strand matting, which just doesn't have a whole lot of strength. Now, just coming in and adding on, 2 layers of biaxial, I know that stuff is really, it's a very stiff laminate. And just adding those 2 layers on top made a huge difference. Like I said, I'm a little bit surprised, but the proof is in the pudding here, I guess, so to speak. And on that note, I think I'm going to quit while I'm ahead and call this the end of the week. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that thumbs up button. If you were as surprised as I was, really, really hit that like button and just let me know. Maybe I'm just, being a little bit overexcited about this, but I think this is a pretty big deal. So anyways, if you have any questions, comments, please feel free to leave those down below. And so then next week then, I'm going to be able to start getting this sanded down and start working on the fairing. So that'd be kind of cool because I'm looking forward to trying out those new flexi sanders and the fairing board. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, until next time, thanks for your time. Thanks for watching and have a great week.
This has been a Boatworks Today production.